Hello, welcome back to Glass Reviews,
Hey!
and for another episode of Unrestrained.
Woo!
Ethan,
Yeah.
I know you aren't that big into Star Wars, but do you happen to know the guy of a YouTuber named Star Wars Theory?
No.
No? Okay, so this is a big Star Wars YouTuber. I think more people follow him than the actual Star Wars account, like the verified Star Wars account. So this is his ranking every Star Wars show from best to worst. The guy is
Yeah.
very intelligent on the Star Wars stuff. He's made fan films on Star Wars. It's very well known dude. So thought we'd watch his video of ranking every Star Wars show from best to worst and see if where we agree and disagree with him.
What's up, guys, and welcome to me ranking the Star Wars shows tier list. Now, this, of course, has all of the movies in it as well. We could do that as well, but I feel like I've done the movies already. I have a video on that. I think it's 17 minutes or so long. Check it out if you want. I rank all the movies, and I might go ahead and do it again because my opinions have changed. Sort of. Not really. Okay, so as for the shows, these, of course, are the shows that Disney has created after George Lucas, of course, sold Star Wars, and we're going to rank them. Okay, so let's go through them first, and then we can decide where they go. The S list is obviously like perfection. There's nothing that can be improved. They're absolutely perfect, phenomenal. A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and then never watched. There are some that will fit into every single category here, so let's go ahead and get right into this. This is going to be a long video, so sit back, relax. Don't get triggered by my thoughts and views. Make sure to hit the like button if you like these videos and want me to do more. So, all right. Here we
He's
go.
a big enough YouTuber where he can actually say,
First of all,
don't get triggered by what my views or anything. So yeah. We don't have to say that because we're not big enough.
I want to bet that nothing gets into the S tier.
I would think the last season of Clone Wars would probably get in the S tier for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would think that would. I can't really think of anything else that would, at least for him. Maybe Ahsoka for him, because I think he liked Ahsoka. But
Oh,
for
so
him,
is he like Thomas when it comes to Ahsoka?
No, I have no idea. I don't know. I just know he liked it early on. He was very helpful. He liked that it was a very faithful adaptation, much like Thomas was. I just don't know if he still liked it after the way it ended and everything. So this will be interesting to see.
That's fair.
we have
Okay.
The Mandalorian, Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. Okay. Then we've got the Clone Wars show. We've got Kenobi, Star Wars Resistance. We have Star Wars Rebels, The Bad Batch, Boba Fett, Andor, Tales of the Jedi, and the OG Clone Wars 2003 it was? I think in 2002 by Tartakovsky.
If he does rank that, that is probably going to be S tier. If he ranks the 2003 Clone Wars, the thing that I've tried to get you and Thomas to watch.
Fail his name. Tartakovsky. And that was honestly one of the best Clone Wars, I think. You know, two totally different feels, but this one was much more gritty. Anyways, let's get into everything. Okay. So we're going to start off right off the bat with The Mandalorian. Season 1 and Season 2 for me were by far, I think, the epitome of Star Wars. I think like peak Star Wars once George sold to, you know, even we could even say like it potentially could be also peak Star Wars even in the George Lucas saga of everything. And we're going to look at everything as a whole here. I'm going to be totally transparent. I'm not going to be a shill. I'm not going to be a hater. I'm just going to give you guys how I feel. Just to give it to you raw. Tell you what I think. Okay. So The Mandalorian, I thought Season 1 and Season 2 was absolutely phenomenal. Okay. We had a new character that we had never met before. And I remember seeing the premiere, the first 5 minutes of the first episode of the first season at Star Wars Celebration. And this was like an exclusive thing that only we got to see in Chicago in 2019. I was floored. I thought this was really cool. I really wanted to watch the show, and I couldn't wait till I did. And finally, once we did, it was amazing. We got to see Baby Yoda, and it had that connection with the Jedi, with literally one of the most famous Jedi ever, which is Yoda, and we don't know anything about him. And George Lucas always said that this is a character who is going to be extremely mysterious. He comes and goes into the scenes, and we know nothing about him. And I thought that's brilliant. And Yoda is this very mystical, wise, ancient creature being who's also immensely powerful, as we saw in the prequel trilogy, or even raising Luke's X-Wing. in the originals. So for me, Mandalorian Season 1 and 2, I don't think there's anything that could have been done better, in my opinion. I think it had beautiful exposition, beautiful action, beautiful acting, storytelling, the music, the soundtrack, the cinematography, everything was perfect. Season 3 of The Mandalorian, in my opinion, really strayed away from where Season 1 and Season 2 made me feel as, a very proud and happy Star Wars fan on the edge of my seat, excited for the next installment. Season 3 was all over the place. It was not so much about Din anymore. There were some parts that I was just very confused why they would even show that or waste so much time. And I never went back and I never watched the season again. I watched it during the watch parties, and then I watched it again during the breakdown when I was trying to do all the breakdowns. And that was it. Never watched it again. But Season 1, Season 2, watched it many times and enjoyed it and still enjoy it. But Season 3 was just seemed like something completely changed with the writing and the pacing and where the characters were going. I didn't know what was going on there, and I still am very confused, and I hope that they'll pick up the pieces in Season 4 or the movie that Dave Filoni will make, but no idea what happened there. So if we exclude Season 3, I would give The Mandalorian an S tier. But because of Season 3, unfortunately, I am going to have to give it an A tier. Okay? We have Star Wars The Clone Wars. This is the one that George Lucas created. He was very hands-on. I had the privilege of interviewing Jatakor, James Arnold Taylor, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and, of course, Ashley Eckstein. And they both told me how hands-on George Lucas was with The Clone Wars. Once it was sold, Lucasfilm was sold to Disney in 2012. Clone Wars was stopped. It was halted. And then they eventually came back with a Season 7 and completed the story without George Lucas. And I think that Dave really nailed it. I think he brought it home. Would George have made a lot of those decisions? I'm not really sure. I don't know. But it was still really amazing, really fantastic. I think the Clone Wars cartoon is something that every single Star Wars fan should watch because it really rounds out the entire story and character of all of the characters. Not just Anakin and Obi-Wan, but Padme. I feel like a lot of people's gripe with Padme in the prequel trilogy was that she was too whiny. She was really kind of a damsel in distress, and I didn't get that vibe. I thought she was very powerful, very political, very... She had a lot of conviction with her own ways. However, I could see how some people may be getting that vibe. But in the Clone Wars, she was very, very boss girl. Like, she was badass. She did everything she wanted to do. She didn't listen to any of the dudes. She just had her own modus operandi. She had her own ideologies, and she went out and she got them and she did what she wanted to do, much like any other Jedi or anybody. And I think that, the Clone Wars really rounded out characters for everybody. Mace Windu, Yoda, Qui-Gon Jinn, and added new stories too with the Mortis arc, with the clones. Oh my god. Forget the main characters. Let's talk about the clones. We literally humanized them. They all have their own personalities, they all have their own stories, and they all have their own psychosis and their own issues. And I think the Clone Wars is something that
I'm just going to skip to where he ranks them. Because if he talks like this for every single one of them, it's going to be a very boring video. So, but he makes good points. So
To the Batmobile!
I would disagree with his ranking on Mando. I would think it would need to be lower. in my humble opinion.
I agree. I disagree as well. Where do you think it would be?
The first season was good. So I would have put it, if it was just going by season, I would put probably the first season at an A. The second one probably more so towards a B. But the third season was pretty trash, so I'd probably put that one at a D. So it'd probably even out of the C, in my opinion. Just because
See, I would have
season
put
A was good. It had good moments, but B kind of it wasn't near as good. It kind of just it still had good moments, but it just wasn't the first season, and it kind of played the trope that season 3 later did, where it had just a whole bunch of cameos essentially. So
yeah, I would put Mando at B, I think.
all right. No, that's not too far off from what I would say. So, and it seems like he's putting Clone Wars
Yeah,
at
I
a
did like.
S tier.
I loved
so.
season 1. Season 2 is especially with that Luke Skywalker face scan guy.
I thought that was actually Mark Hamill for that one. I think in the Book of Boba Fett they decided to use another actor to play
Mhm.
him, but in that one I think it was actually Mark Hamill that they had, and that was actually playing Luke, and they just did a de-aging thing for his face. So,
Oh.
and it looks like he does put Clone Wars in S tier. So
Ooh, like the whole
I
whole
think
thing?
I think he put the whole thing in S tier. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
I called that he would do that. I'm gonna disagree. I would say it goes in A tier. I got a few problems with it. Continuity wise, I think there
Yeah.
are a few problems that I have with it. Um and it's stuff I've said before with the whole it not really meshing well between episodes 2 and 3, kind of demeaning the whole thing where Anakin goes down and kind of feels like the Jedi don't trust him, yet the whole Clone Wars is him having a Padawan, showing that in the first movie that the Jedi Order kind of does trust him a little bit. I got a few problems with it, but there are good moments. He did talk about the humanizing of the clones. That was done in Legends continuity, but it was never done on the screen or the big screen to this degree, and they did it. They did it really, really well for this. So I put it at A. I'm pretty sure you'd put it at S tier.
Clone Wars?
Yeah,
Yeah, Clone Wars 100% S tier. That's like it's kind of like I would say it's almost like the basis of everything like Star Wars, really.
yeah. I would
And it's
say
really it's just a really solid show.
I would say it's not really the basis for anything Star Wars. I would say that's been mostly the basis for anything animated. Any
Yeah,
animated Star Wars
no,
show?
yeah,
I would say it's not
not
really the
animated.
basis for any of the live action stuff or anything like that, except maybe Ahsoka. I don't think he ranks the
List for the
movies.
shows. Let me know what you thought.
I don't think he ranks the
No,
movies.
just the shows.
Just the shows. Tales of
Oh,
the
okay,
Jedi.
so
Tales of the Jedi is also
yeah,
now an S tier.
Ahsoka at B.
I disagree with that.
Ooh,
I disagree with Tales of the Jedi. I agree actually with the 2003 Genndy Tartakovsky's Clone Wars being up there. That is
is that on Disney Plus?
yes, it is. I've already told you I need Thomas to
Okay.
watch it multiple times.
Oh,
But
I'm
it is
sorry, I haven't had time.
yeah,
I'll watch
no,
it.
I
That might
get
be a
it.
thing I binged this weekend.
Okay. It's only I think the whole thing combined is 2 hours
Okay, I
and
can
some
do that.
change.
I can knock
So
that out easy.
yeah.
And then
Uh
what's that other thing in S tier?
Tales of the Jedi, which was the thing with Ahsoka.
I didn't see it.
Count it was an animated thing. It was had Ahsoka and Count Dooku. And I didn't really it was interesting, but I didn't like it. To me it felt like they
I'll watch it
changed
and I'll
up a
give my
lot of
opinion on it
the
later.
to me it felt like they changed up a whole bunch of the stuff for Count. It felt like they kind of changed Count Dooku's character into being more sympathetic. It kind of drew a whole bunch of importance on Ahsoka when that necessarily wasn't needed. Like I don't know why they had to go through over Ahsoka's stuff for 3 episodes. It would have been fine if it was just either Count Dooku, just completely just Count Dooku the whole time. That would have been I think that would have been more enjoyable. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'd put the Tales of the Jedi probably at B tier.
I haven't seen either of those, so I don't know. I also
Do you
haven't
agree
seen
with?
all of Andor.
Yeah,
Huh?
neither have I. Do you agree with his placement of Rebel? Let's just go down the list if we can. Do you agree with his placement of Rebels
No.
and the rest of B tier at all?
I think Rebels should be A. I think Ahsoka should stay. I'm gonna keep Bad Batch there too. I just think Rebels should be an A tier because there's just so much stuff in Rebels
Hmm.
that like just that makes it really interesting and really good.
Yeah.
Like I just think Rebels is just a phenomenal show, and I think it should be in the A tier.
I would actually agree with his placement of B tier. Part of me wants to knock it down to a C, but I think B is an okay place for it. As well as Bad Batch. There's stuff I do like about
I think I don't know
Bad
about Bad
Batch.
Batch. That's either there or it's C for me.
I think it's Bad Batch is either also B or C as well. Ahsoka, I think, should be.
I'm just gonna because it's obvious it's not done yet, so I would keep it there for now. But if it gets worse, then I'm gonna put it at C.
Ahsoka, I'd probably put it at C. Bad Batch, I'm gonna leave at a. I'd leave it at B, or I'd put it down to C. I don't know which one. But Rebels and Ahsoka, I'd move down.
I would say Ahsoka I would leave there as
Mhm.
well.
Andor, I know me and you both watched it, or at least the first 3 episodes, and we didn't really care for it. So we'd probably disagree with where he placed Andor and put it at D tier.
Very bland.
Yeah. And
But apparently it picked up, I guess.
apparently, so we could put it in the never watched category. So
Yeah.
but I'd
Same
put it
with
at the
Resistance.
D.
I didn't see it.
I didn't care to see it either. Apparently, it's in
No.
between Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker movies, so I don't really would want to see it anyway, just because it's in between those two.
I heard it sucked.
And I actually agree with his placement of Kenobi and Boba Fett. So those were not good shows.
I didn't watch Kenobi. I did watch Boba Fett.
So would you agree with his
I
placement
would
of
put Boba Fett
anyway?
at C. I would put Boba Fett at C. I don't think it wasn't bad. It wasn't the greatest. I thought it was decent, so I would have put it at C.
I thought it was bad. So
Fair enough.
how many likes do you think it would take for us to do a ranking of all Star Wars so far?
10.
10 likes?
10 likes.
10 likes? Okay, we'll do it in 10. Hey, 10 likes. We'll do it. I'll make Thomas come over here and get his bad takes on
And
it.
I'll like it too, so that way it's 9.
Yeah, okay. There you go. 10 likes. 10 likes, and we'll make a Star Wars tier list. And
20
we'll have to watch
20 and we'll do a movie one.
I was just gonna include both, but okay.
No. You do what the other guy did. 10 likes for this, and if you double it, you get 20. Then we'll make a movie one as well.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. They're not gonna get 20 likes.
We will.
We're not gonna. Okay. How
You
about
gotta, you Pacey, you just gotta learn how to push it.
okay. How about 15?
Okay, fine. 20 likes. We'll do the hot wings challenge. We'll go grab the hottest hot wings from Pizza Hut and eat for every single like movie. We'll eat a wing.
No.
But this is 30. This is 30, Payson.
Okay. 30 likes and we'll do that. So 10 likes, we'll do a show tier
I'm
list
pushing
of
it,
Star
guys.
Wars.
I'm trying.
10 likes, we'll do a show tier
This
list
guy
of
hates
Star
hot
Wars.
stuff. I love it. Let's go.
Shut up and let me talk. 10 likes,
Sorry.
we'll do it. 10 likes, we'll do a Star Wars show tier list. 15 likes, we'll do a Star Wars movie tier list. And 30 likes, we'll do a Hot Wings challenge thingy. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Galactic Reviews. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time on Galactic Reviews.
Bye.